You know, those toxic people, those wolves in sheep clothing that pretend to be a part of your tribe, pretend to be somebody that you can count on. It's due to one of those people that I've had the great opportunity this week to reevaluate my life and look back and think about the things I would say to my younger self. Because who I am as a 48-year-old woman is very different than who I was at a 28-year-old woman. That 28-year-old woman, she was looking for acceptance. She was looking to be loved. She was looking to make her mark in the world and trying to find her way through it. She put up with way too much. Way too much. But this 48-year-old woman standing before you is done with toxic people. I am done with people who pretend to be support and a part of my tribe and being somebody that I can count on or that I should give access to my life. I'm done with those people. Those people can go, and I don't really care what they do, but they're not going to be a part of my tribe. This isn't about anything other than learning boundaries, learning how to set them and tell people when you're done. And letting it be okay. And letting it be something that you don't have to hold on to yourself. It doesn't have to be something that I carry. It doesn't have to be something that I struggle with. It gets to be as simple as something I heard Brené Brown say. God love her. I really like her. If you don't know her, check her out. She was talking about a story with her daughter, and her daughter had had this awful situation at school, and the daughter came home and said, I'll never trust anybody again. And Brené Brown, in that moment, God bless her, she goes, yeah, baby, don't trust anybody. The only person you can trust is mama. And in so many ways, that's true. But it doesn't serve any of us, and it doesn't help our children grow. And she knows that. She's brilliant. And instead, what she did is she sat there and she told a story about how she told her daughter, it's like marbles and a jar of marbles. So you have a jar, and then you have these marbles. And as that person shows themselves to be trustworthy, you put the marbles in. You can either do it metaphorically or you can use it as a real life example. In the midst of that real life example, you can sit there and you can see the marbles growing and growing and growing on the people that you can trust in your life. Now, the reality is that when that jar gets overflowing, you know that you have somebody that you can trust with almost everything. And it doesn't mean they're not going to let you down. And it doesn't mean if they do let you down, that you don't stop being their friend and that you don't give them grace, love, and mercy. But it's a great metaphor and a great example that is something tangible that you can take hold of. That when you have that person that has just kind of holding on and their jar's got a couple of marbles, but they're there. And they're there because, I don't know, they're supposed to be there because you feel obligated for them to be there because they've been there so long. But then they start doing all these crazy things. The most amazing thing you can do, metaphorically, don't do it because it'll be a cleanup. And who wants to clean up? As a mom, I don't want to clean up another mess. That's all I do all day. You can throw that jar in the ground. The marbles can go everywhere. And it's okay. You don't need them in your life anymore. So powerful. I love being 48. I absolutely love being 48. I think it's fantastic. I want to tell my 28-year-old self, it's okay. You're amazing. Live in your amazingness. Know that who you are is enough, no matter what other people say. And if those people say bad stuff, they're not meant to be in your tribe anyways. Love the people that you are with more than anything because they are your support. Hold on to those people that show themselves to be true and let go at first sight of people that show that they are not true. Believe their actions. It is their honest truth. You do not have to believe their words. Those words, oh, they can lie, but their actions don't lie. So if that person is always there for you, hold tight to that person. If that person's words do not match their actions, it's time to say goodbye, baby. It was lovely. Not every relationship is meant to be forever. Some are just for seasons. Love those seasons. Thank them for whatever they brought into your life and what they taught you, and go forth into the world. Don't carry it as baggage, as this thing that weighs you down. If it is over, let it be over. Oh, let it be over. Shh, I'll tell you a secret. The problem with me is I am really good at seeing both sides. And when you see both sides, you can rationalize almost anything because you can see their perspective. I'm really good at that. And because of that, they have turned my superpower against me. But at 48, no more. Truly, no more. I'm not going to do it anymore. I am not going to be manipulated into seeing both sides of the coin so that I am less than. I want to tell my 28-year-old self, your life is not going to look perfect. It's going to be far from perfect. And it's going to be nothing like you expected it to be. I never thought I was going to be a single parent, but I rock at it. I am so good at it. My daughter is absolutely amazing. I am so blessed. And somehow I have this amazing family, and I have this amazing support system of this grand tribe that lifts me up and carries me when I am weak. And I revel in them and I love them. And if you're watching this and one of them, you know who you are. And I love you and I'm so thankful you're in my life. Hold on to those people. So ultimately it comes down to, you've got this. Believe in yourself. My 28-year-old self, believe in yourself. Don't put up with people's, that word I'm not supposed to say. Don't put up with their grief. Don't put up with their lies. Believe their actions. And remember that you've got this. And with God, we can do everything. That's what I would tell myself. And I pray that she would listen and that she would find strength, which I know she does because I'm here. Somehow I get to this place and somehow I like who I am every day, even a little bit more. Oh, that's another thing I would tell her. I would tell my 28-year-old self to like yourself, and not only like yourself, but love yourself and embrace yourself and love yourself fully. As we approach the end of the year and the holidays are right around the corner, I invite you to not only talk to your younger self, but I invite you to talk to your current self. I invite you to take account of where you are. Where are you in your life? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you fulfilled? Are you seeking something that you have not yet found? I invite you to really look at those things in this moment, because that's what I've done this week. And it is hard and it is time consuming and it is freeing. And ultimately, that's what I want us all to be, as I want us to be free. Free of those things that weigh us down so that we can become the person that we are supposed to be. Because I know that I'm becoming who I was made to be. I know I'm not her yet, but I know I'm on my way. So no matter where you're at in this moment, talk to your current self, talk to your younger self. I invite you to take account by actually writing it down. There's something magical that happens when we take a moment to sit down and think. And we put our hands to that pen and we put that pen to that paper and we allow our brains to download onto that paper. True revelation can come forth. And then you're able, kind of like the jar, whether the jar was physical, it's the same idea that you're able to have a visual representation of where you're at. And when you look down on that piece of paper and you see where you're at, you see the areas that you can work on. And as we go into 2026, I say, let's work on ourselves. I say, let's change the world by making ourselves better. Because if we were to make ourselves better and go out into the world and overflow every day and be a whole human being that offers grace, love, and mercy, and yet knows how to stand in their power and how to live in boundaries, oh, the things we could do. So I invite you to do this on a journey with me. Write it down, figure out where you're at, and let me know in the comments below the things that you're going to work on in 2026. Let's do this. Let's change the world by making ourselves better. If this video meets you where you are at and touched your spirit in any way, I invite you to buy me a cup of coffee. Links in the description below. But most importantly, as we go in to 2026, my prayer for today is that you came, that you were filled, and by being filled, you take account of where you are in the world. And by doing so, you take action to make changes to the things that need to be changed so that you can go out into the world and overflow. Because if we all went out into the world and overflowed, the reality is we could change the world. So let's go change the world. Let's do this 2026. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year.